So someone asked, what is the most emotionally challenging piece of art you've ever created? And how did the process of making it impact you personally or creatively? Hi, Sadie. So the most emotionally challenging art piece that I've created was this one. So I'll share the picture of it. So this one is called Bloodlines, and it was created in 2022. I'll just leave it on there for a second so people can see it. Does it come up? Oh no, it hasn't come up. There it is. So Bloodlines, and that is the size of it is quite a big one. So the width is 96.52 centimeters by 121 centimeters. So I think that's 3 foot by 4 foot roughly. And this piece, I don't think a lot of people know that this was actually my first large scale oil painting that I ever did. And hi Siri. So yeah, let me flip the camera around while I talk about it. So this one feels like a lifetime ago. It was only 3 years ago. So I created this literally after 4 weeks on dialysis. So I won't go into the whole story, but had kidney failure for the second time, and I took this selfie. This reference photo was from a selfie that I took on my first session. I think it was 16th of December 2021, and I was really ill, and I was absolutely freezing, and it was COVID time. I got a mask on. You can see I don't know if I can zoom in on this. You can see I'm connected to the dialysis machine there, and this was emotional on many levels because it was emotional because it was my first ever large piece. And I'm sure you can all relate that if you're creating something that you don't believe that you can do, it's kind of, there's so many mental blocks around it. You're constantly fighting with your mind, thinking, "Oh, I can't do this. This is hard." Blah blah blah. But I persisted with it, and during the process of creating this, I just felt like I had a big cathartic release. And just to add to that, like, to paint a picture, no pun intended, it was, like I said, 4 weeks after I started, and then I started dialysis. And prior to that, I was really unwell and I couldn't get out of bed. And after a month of dialysis, they were draining fluid from my body, cleaning my blood, etc. And I had just enough energy to go into the studio. So I signed off work, and I had this abundance of time. And the psychologist reinforced that by saying, because I felt guilty thinking I'm off work and I shouldn't be painting, but the psychologist said that's the perfect way to process this and unwind and reflect on what's happened. So I created, I only had enough energy to paint for a couple of hours at a time, and I was absolutely exhausted. My studio was freezing at the time. It was January. There's no heating. So I did a couple of hours each day and worked on this, constantly proving that I could do it, going through the steps, getting stuck, working through that mentally. And it was just a beautiful unfolding of this piece. And and it was pretty amazing. I'm sure you've had similar experiences, but this one in particular, just to add, at first I had trouble with the eyes, and I didn't know technically how to blend oil paints in. So if you look at where the eyes are, like the shadows of the nose, because I'm self-taught. I didn't go to any classes on how to do oil painting, and I don't particularly want to do that. It's not my path at the moment. So I got mentorship from Karen Coe, who's at the same studio as me, and she's quite a prominent artist. Had some mentorship with her, and just sitting with her, kind of guiding me along, felt a bit more informal. And this is what I ended up coming up with. And she also said that I don't need training which reinforced, like, she kind of said, you know how to do it already, and that reinforced my belief that I can do it. So yeah, it was a big kind of mental struggle, physical struggle, but the end result, out came this, and it was it's beautiful. I'm not going to say the piece is beautiful. It sounds big-headed, but it's a reminder of a new beginning in my art journey, and a new beginning in the improvement of my health as well. So anyone got any questions around that? I don't know if I can see questions on here actually. Hi Ella. Has anyone got any questions? Let me see. Can someone type something and I'll see if it comes up. Oh, thank you for the question, Sissy Tricks. Who and what inspires me lately? That's a good question. Hey Sandalore, good to see you. What inspires me lately? The thing that comes to mind is my 2-year-old daughter inspires me recently in the way. Hey, we started drawing together. She's now got the dexterity to, like, obviously hold crayons and, like, scribble and doodle, and that has inspired me so much. Just drawing with her. Hi Stephanie. Hi Merly. Yeah, for those who've joined, I'm just answering what has inspired me lately, and I've just I'm saying my 2-year-old daughter. We've been doodling together, and just being able to scribble freely, and I don't want to say co-create. That sounds a bit pretentious, but it is co-creating. We're doing something together. We're not. There's no agenda to it. It's not like we're thinking, oh, we're going to release this as an art piece or shirt in an exhibition. It's we get a piece of card. We've been using, like, big bits of card from, like, furniture and stuff, and getting these peanut crayons and just going crazy and drawing loads of stuff on it. And that has just opened my eyes to why we create art in the first place. It's not, children don't think, oh, I'm going to draw something and hope it gets shown in a gallery, or I hope I sell this. And I think we need to return to that. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. What else has been inspiring me? This is a weird one, but inspiration doesn't always come from where you expect. My dog is getting quite old now. He's 17. He might, hard to say, he might be at the end of his life. He's he's struggling to walk a bit, and it's just making me appreciate being with him more. And how precious life is. He's the main thing is I was really worried about him the other week, and he kept falling over. But he seems a lot stronger this week. I took him out this morning, and he was walking around quite. He looked quite strong, basically. But I think we all need these reminders that we need to bloody get out of all the stuff that's clouding our minds, like all this worry about what's happening online or promoting ourselves, or I don't know, all the crazy stuff that's going on in our heads, and try and make an effort to appreciate the things that really matter. Not saying all the promotion stuff doesn't matter, because it does. Hi Joshua. The promotion stuff does matter, but I mean, an example of that would be, like, I've got, as you know, if you Substack, I've got a lot going on. I've got just moved house. I've got a couple of exhibitions coming up that I'm organising, and I got into the habit of going home and taking that home with me and not really being present with my family. But now I realise carrying that with you is not. If you leave that behind for the evening and you spend time with your family, the exhibition isn't going to fall apart. You know, people aren't going to forget you online and stuff like that. I know it's easier said than done when you're wound up as well, and so much is going on. But I've just started to cherish my family a lot more. And like with my dog, I just pick him up and give him a cuddle and just sit with him. He's tiny. He's only like that. You can't see my hands. He weighs about 5 pounds or something. So I hold him like a baby and just hold him, because he's not going to be there forever. And especially realizing what's been happening with his health. In a way, I was kind of forced to cherish him. Yeah. So he's been inspiring me in a way I didn't expect, and it's a reminder that, yeah, I don't want to say a reminder to be present, because that kind of annoys me when people say try and be present, try and meditate. I don't think you can always force it, really, but having these realizations help me to see it a bit more. Yeah. Is there any other questions? I might have to go quite soon. I'm on my lunch break in my day job, and I've just booked a meeting room just to get away from it all. But I really appreciate you all coming. There's 10 people here, and I haven't bored anyone. Stephanie said you seem to be so good at being present online. Do you like it? Thank you. When you say being present online, do you mean being in the moment online, or just being online and connecting with people? I'll say what I think you say. Well, yeah, especially on Substack, I've been trying to help others, and I don't know, realising that we're all in the same boat, really. Hi, Talia. I like showing yourself, marketing and connecting. Yeah, thank you. I guess I don't really see what other people see, so it's good to hear that. But like I was saying, yeah, I try to help others, and obviously at the back of my mind, I know it's going to help myself. I don't think anyone is 100% altruistic, because you know that helping someone else is going to help you somehow. But I found what I was saying before is I've realised that we're all in the same boat, whether you're an artist, as in visual artist, or filmmaker or writer. We're all trying to make a living from it and get away from uninspiring jobs that we're doing. And I've realising that recently has helped me connect with people more authentically and want to help others, because it can be so lonely being an artist as well. Kind of feel like you're talking to no one at times. I'm sure you can all relate to that. You're putting stuff out there and people don't interact with it, and it's like, why am I doing this? But I still enjoy doing it anyway. Murney said, what was your favourite type of biscuit? God, that's a difficult one. I love all biscuits. And Murney's from the UK, so biscuit is like a cookie in America, not a salty scone. What do I go to? I'll say chocolate hobnob, because that's that's probably my favourite. Yeah, definitely. Go back up to what Stephanie said. I hate Instagram, but no, it's important to be there, so try and have fun with it. Yeah, that's the best way to look at it. I've been trying to use Instagram as social media rather than a publishing platform, if that makes sense. So I've been trying to comment on other artists' posts and interact and share their work, rather than just having it as a broadcast media where you share your own work. And that's been a lot more fun than just posting and not getting much interaction. Sandalore said, how do you deal with the toxicity of being an online artist? Does it affect you sometimes? Yeah, it does affect me. I think I've got more resilient as I've got older and moved on in my journey. But for example, if I got any negative comments, or I don't know, anything like that, I'd get such a horrible, visceral feeling, like I'd feel sick, get a real emotional reaction to it, and like get that kind of fight or flight response, and want to either delete it or argue back with them. An example of that was I don't use Facebook anymore. I do post on there, but I don't interact with anything. And I posted a picture of a commission I sold. I saw other people doing it, and I thought, I'll send a thank you message saying, "Oh, thanks for buying my work," to this particular person, and then someone commented on there and they said, "Oh, looks like a child's drawing. What a load of rubbish! I can't believe someone would pay £70 for that." And it really hurt. And I just deleted their comment. But now I can't remember what it was, but someone was kind of badgering me on Substack comments. It was one of my posts about one of my notes where I was getting other artists under 50 subscribers to share on there. Then someone was kind of not criticising me directly, but they had their own agenda, and it wasn't in the spirit of the post. And I got that feeling again, and I was like, I felt the feeling and I sat with it, and I realised that it's probably to do with the childhood version of myself who wants to be liked. And if anyone disagrees with me, it's going to hurt. And I just sat with that, and then I realised I replied politely to the person a couple of times. They kept replying and wanted to push their own agenda, and then I just left it, and then that was that really. But yeah, I guess realising that any negative comments we get are usually about the person themselves, not us. And there's a lot of jealousy and toxicity around art, in terms of comparison and jealousy. Like I said, I've been guilty of it as well. I've seen other people's art that is sold, and I'm thinking that's a load of shit in my head. I didn't say it, and people are buying it. I won't mention who the person is, but I saw someone on Instagram recently, and they call themselves, I can't remember what it was, but they said it's like badly drawn art by blah blah blah. So they're owning it, and they know they can't draw, but they're selling commissions because it's bad, classed as bad art. But they had an article on the BBC about this, and then I thought, do you know what? They're having fun doing it and they're selling it. Good for them. It's nothing to do with me. I don't have to be jealous. We've all got our own style, our own path, and we should stick to that and try our best not to compare to anyone. Yeah, and I genuinely felt happy for them after I caught myself and didn't react internally to that. Stephanie said, "Can you block people on Substack?" I don't know. I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you can. And she said, "Lol, you can't hesitate. Just block so you have a peaceful space." Yeah, I get that as well. You don't have to do the inner work and face the feelings you get with it. You can. That's the thing. There's no rules with all this stuff. You can do what works for you. Some people have a rule that you just block straight away, and then you move on, and that's fair enough. But I found it useful to realise that it's not about them. Someone said once, "Hurt people, hurt people." And if you're feeling good about yourself and in a good space, you're not going to criticise someone else, are you? So it sounds obvious, but we forget that. And yeah, it hurts us a lot of the time. Any more questions after going about 5 minutes, I think? Oh, that's really good, Sandalor. Well, it's not good, but it's good you realise that. Sandalor said, I had a go at someone on the stack last week, only to realise I wasn't feeling great. You're absolutely right. Yeah, we're all guilty of it. We can lash out when we're not feeling great. Yeah, we all have the tendency to do that. But yeah, it goes you can apply that to your life as well. It's like some days we all relate to this. There's, like even with people in your life, if you think, oh, my friend's really pissing me off today. They're being like this. They're being really annoying. But then, more often than not, it's actually how you're feeling inside. Well, I'd say all the time it is that people can be annoying, but it's your interiority that determines how you're feeling about that. And I'm not saying you can always choose that, but to realise that it's not. It's probably well. I say, yeah, I would say it's definitely not them. It's how you're feeling. Sandalor said, "How's the big zine project going?" So I set up a zine project where many different artists, mainly on Substack and outside of Substack, submitted a page of words or art or photography to this global zine collaboration we're working on. So it was one of those projects that started off by accident. I bought a couple of zines and I was getting into zines and stuff, and I shared a post about how much I love. Shared a note, which is a post on Substack, about how much I love zines, and they're really cool because they're anyone who doesn't know what a zine is, it's like a self-printed magazine, and the idea it's kind of like rough around the edges. It's not perfect glossy printing. It's something that is created and easy to distribute. So we had like over 100 plus people apply to that, and yeah, it's still going along. I realised I've taken a lot on, and it's been a lot more. It's taken up a lot more headspace than I first realised, because it's easy to think, oh, I can do this project because it feels abstract in your head, but when you're doing it in reality, it takes a lot longer. But cut a long story short, we've got about 80 pages in there, and it's the first draft of it is formatted, so it's moving along. It's just moving on to the next steps where it's fully been edited and it's ready to print. So I think I should set a deadline for the next 2 weeks to get that ready for the next stage, because I don't want it to keep going on forever. But no, it's been amazing. It's brilliant when those projects come together where it feels effortless, and a lot of creativity is like that, and sometimes it isn't, but it's fine. I kind of see it as like a tidal wave. All this happened, and it wasn't planned in any way, and it happened, and I'm kind of like a surfer, never been surfing, but you're riding the wave of it, and it's got its own momentum. It's not something that was predetermined or anything, or planned in any way, and it kind of formed into something greater than the sum of its parts. Oh, Michael Young's here. Hi, mate. Turned up just as I have to go as well. Michael, do you have any questions before I go? I think I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for coming along. It's nice to see more people pop up, and it looks like everyone is stuck here for most of the half an hour. Most of the half an hour. Someone else is coming into the meeting room now, so I better go. Thanks a lot then. I will speak to you soon. Take care.